a mutual friend of ours told me where he was speaking to a Seventh Day Adventist, and I mean, speaking is actually saying a lady. He was
Debating.
debating them. They knew it. He knew it that he was winning, and then finally, you know what it got to? They looked at him in his eye without flinching and said, "I hope you go to hell."
Oh no, no one's ever told me that. No.
I read this one section from Saint Gregory the theologian where he said debating on like a position
Mm,
is just never fruitful. And I remember reading that like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, and I just thought, okay, like all these arguments or all these questions that keep popping up about pork, about this, about that, and the fathers have clearly outlined that when they exposit the scriptures,
right.
right? And so, but then people that ask those questions, and then in the context that they ask those questions, I don't think they're serious about their faith. Because
Mm,
if they were serious, you know what I mean. Like that wouldn't be the first question that they have.
hmm
People need to have discourse, civil discourse, to figure out to get to the bottom of things, right? And it piggybacks off of what I was just saying right now too, because when people ask these questions about pork and nam, and I'm like they want like, oh yes or no, and then like they want to argue with you.
mm,
Like they still want to be like, oh, if you say no, this. If you say yes, then this. And then there's camps for both of both of those opinions, let's say. But then with civil discourse, or at least people that approach civil discourse in an honest manner, they usually just come at it from, how can I get to the bottom of this? Like how can we, you know what I mean? Like try to. And I think that's also like the sentiment behind unbiased news. When people say we want unbiased news, is to say, okay, what's the truth here? Like, how do we get to the bottom of this, and
right.
then like
Yeah.
make something make sense? Because yeah, people aren't machines. Let's say like they're not. You don't jam information into them. They experience like truth as they go down a path. Like let's say.
hmm When I came back again, like 2019 ish, there's yeah that bit of an intermission period because I was actually in Ethiopia for 2 months that summer. That was the summer I graduated from high school. I had uh I I I remember going back to some of their services just for the sake of like potentially starting a discussion with some of my friends there about it again, and I realized this is just like fruitless. Like it's not going to help. But part of me still
Mhm.
wants to keep doing that.
Why did you think that? Why did you think it was fruitless?
I because of the way I did it, and like and also you can't preach to you can't yeah it's like the pair of the sword. Like you can't put seeds on the wayside. You can't put seeds on solid ground. It's not gonna
Hmm.
yeah it's not it's, nothing's
Exactly.
gonna sprout up. And
Yeah.
so well
Hmm.
maybe who knows later on. But and I remember yeah so I remember going to discussions like that or with Muslims online and just getting excited to just destroy them and just like this is wrong. Here's this and this from this writer from this century. So the Trinity was believed in. They had whatever the situation is, and 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 I've contrasted that with the way now, if I ever do have a discussion and not a debate, like just like a calm discussion, it's much more fruitful and it's also more peaceful to me. Like I think that's also
Hmm.
an aspect people don't realize. Like your witness of Christ matters. Like you can't just go into a debate and try to just destroy them. Uh, and it's better to have like that calm discussion because they'll be more receptive, but it'll also bring more peace to you because you're not like on edge or I don't. I guess it's like some psychological thing, but um, yeah, yeah, that's something I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Hmm. You know, I
And sorry, really quickly,
that
I
what's
don't.
up?
I actually take that back. I don't think it was totally fruitless because one of my friends who's Eritrean, who was in that group, actually was baptized Orthodox and wasn't really raised. Definitely, I mean, he was doing the same stuff I was. Like, we were definitely not practicing at all back then, and
Hmm.
he was going to the same Pentecostal group as I was, and he left that Pentecostal group for another like cult like Protestant group at his university campus. And
Wow.
I remember me.
Wait, cult. Wait, when you say cult, like, can you describe that a little bit?
Oh yeah, he cut all of us off and like
Oh, dang.
yeah, and
It's kind of tough.
like like you have to be rebaptized. There's no baptism outside of this one specific Protestant sect, even though they don't recognize bishops or apostolic succession or whatever the case is. And so yeah, it
Mhm.
was very and they shame you if you leave. They have all these pamphlets again saying this is Islam refuted, this is Judaism refuted, like just like every think of Taoism or whatever sect of Buddha, whatever it is. And so
Mhm.
yeah, it was really bizarre that he went down that road. But then I remember also having a discussion with him about monasticism. He was like, "There's Christian monks," and I'm like, "Bro," because he was also baptized Orthodox, but nominally like me as well. But I guess he just didn't know. But anyway, the reason why I bring up why it's not totally fruitless is because like a week or two ago, he messaged me on Instagram saying, it was like a post. It was like me and my brother or something. Oh, I hope your brothers are good. I want to talk to you about church history. I have some questions I've been looking into, and I was like, oh, wow. And so I guess like it opens up a path
Wow.
in some cases.